Hello. I don't even have anything to say for the intro this week. Let's just get into the episode. But first, a reminder that the Monkeys pod may look like a children's show, because the Monkeys is a children's show from the 60s, but it's actually not. It's actually, I think I make like a BDSM joke in this one. Okay, enjoy the episode. Hello, and welcome back to the Monkeys Pod, a Monkeys recap podcast. I'm Sommer.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Annamaria.
Today, we have for you Season 1, Episode 12. I've got a little song here. And the historical background for the premise this week is going to be the life and times of one Robert Michael Nesmith.
Okay.
Now,
Government name.
for the other Monkeys, when it's their episode and I did the intro about them, I had to look them up. I had to look up their Wikipedia article to kind of list the events of their early life. For Mike, I can just close my eyes and go into my mind palace and go, December 30th, 1942. It was a cold day in Houston.
You were there.
Bette Nesmith was walking through the streets, pregnant, thinking about her invention of whiteout. Okay. But yes, I can do a recitation. I can extemporaneously talk about Mike's life. Yes, so Mike was born to Bette Nesmith, the inventor of liquid paper, and some guy who left her to deal with that baby by herself. Boo! I think Mike said somewhere that he didn't meet his dad till he was 12 years old.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
This episode goes out to single moms.
Yeah, single moms. I think when we do Monkey Mother, my historical background is going to be about Bette Nesmith Graham and her extraordinary life, because she did a lot.
Okay.
But because of his absent dad, Mike grew up kind of in abject poverty because he was living on a single mother's secretary salary in like the inner city of Dallas. He said a lot of his he was like the only white kid in his neighborhood and the only poor kid at his school, because they were like, you can't go to the black school that's in your neighborhood, you have to trek out of your area to go to the white school.
Oh.
But all his friends growing up were black and Hispanic, because that's who was around him.
That's where he lived. Yeah.
He said he made a lot of comments in different interviews over time about how observing racism towards his friends growing up in the South made him super misanthropic, and it was one of the reasons that he was difficult to work with and he didn't get along with other people, was because he just saw black people being treated so horribly by people that he was otherwise asked to respect. For example, his he was basically raised in part by his Uncle Chick, who is an interesting man, because Mike goes on and on in his book about, he's like, oh, Uncle Chick was the only father I ever had. Also, he was so racist.
Oh.
Yeah. The thing of Mike calling people shotgun comes from Uncle Chick. That's a huge thing. He does it a couple times on the show, and when you notice it, you're like, oh, but it's in every fan fiction. Because he clarifies that Uncle Chick only called it to men that he respected.
Okay.
So
Wait, I don't remember him ever saying shotgun.
No,
what's the context?
The context is just as a nickname for guys.
Oh
yeah, to be hey, shotgun. One time when Mike was 12, he was either playing with fireworks or playing with a big hammer and a rock. He tells two different stories, and he smashed his finger up, and he was not allowed to go to the hospital because of Christian Science.
Okay.
Mike,
I thought he was not allowed to go to the hospital because he was poor, because I have a scar on my knee
from not going to the hospital.
From not going to the hospital because we were poor.
Oh. Well, it could have been both, but it was certainly in part because of Christian Science.
So he grew up with that.
He didn't just grow up with it. He was into it in his whole life.
Yeah, because I knew
Okay.
he was like into it. I didn't
Yeah.
realize he like grew up.
Once you know the impact of Christian Science doctrine on the Michael Nesmith creative output, you can never unsee it. It's in like Cruisin'. It's in his goofy stuff from the 80s. The entire second verse of Cruisin' is Christian Science doctrine if you look at it through that lens. It's one of the many complex things about Mike that you have to take into consideration, because he was highly religious, but Christian Science, it's one of those like uniquely American forms of Christianity that like it's not really a cult, but it is what would be classed as like a high control group religion, because they tell you to not go to the hospital.
Right.
And Mike was weird with religion throughout his whole life. He was like on and off in his like intensity of it, and like his mom was like paying for his Christian Science classes, but like it comes up a lot, like the story of when Christian Nesmith had jaundice. So Mike's baby Christian had jaundice,
Okay.
much like me as
Like
a
he
baby.
had
I also had jaundice as a baby.
So we can all kind of relate to this story. So he had a yellow ass baby. And then he took the baby to a Christian Science practitioner. And in his book that he wrote when he was like 75, he's like, okay, I don't pretend to be like a religious expert, but I can count on my own recollections and my own experiences. And I know that when Christian had jaundice and we took him to the Christian Science practitioner, he was healed of jaundice.
And that just proved his entire...
And that proved his entire thing.
Yeah.
And then in the DVD commentaries for Daydream Believers 2000, the terrible TV movie Monkeys biopic, in the commentary narration for that, Davy goes, "Oh yeah, Mike's baby Christian. Yeah, one time he had jaundice and I like took him to the hospital behind Mike's back."
Oh wait, actually. Oh my god! Wow,
And then-
all of his beliefs were on a lie.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Well, it's not, and actually, jaundice is not like that terribly difficult to correct.
Yeah, but praying isn't gonna do it.
No, but I mean, like they could have, you
Put 'em in the
basically
sun.
you put you
Yeah.
in the sun, and
Heal the baby.
Yeah, this episode goes out to anyone who suffered from jaundice.
From jaundice
It's
as
a
a
very
baby.
serious.
we used to call Sommer Nuprin baby, because at the time the drug Nuprin was out, and the advertising for it was little yellow, better, different, better.
Little yellow, different, better.
Oh,
That does
that's so
describe a
cute.
jaundiced baby.
And Sommer was tiny and
Aw.
And yellow.
and
Can we
she
get a
was
picture on
yellow,
the
so
screen?
she
Did
was
you-
Nuprin baby.
Mom, did you take any pictures of when I was jaundiced?
I have pictures of you.
Oh, let's
You're
get that
gonna
on the
have to send me a
screen.
picture of when I was jaundiced. Okay. Anyway, due to Christian Science and Mike not fixing his finger, it was like nerve damaged and semi-paralyzed his entire life. And if you pay attention, it's the ring finger on his right hand. He can't make a full fist with that
Mhm.
hand. It's like his like strumming hand for guitar. He can't ever make a full fist with it because the finger is damaged. And I believe the rock smashing story more than the firework,
Right.
because if you have a firework in your hand, you're not going to have a hand.
Yeah, you're not going to have a finger.
Yeah. Mike was not a popular boy in high school. He apparently, this only comes from one source, but we say it all the time on Monkey's Twitter because it's funny. There was a school dance and he asked 13 girls, and only one of them, the last one, said yes.
That's a good mentality, though. You have to.
You gotta
yeah,
keep going till you keep going. Because he was an ugly child.
Aw.
Wow.
Mom, do I have to pull the picture up again?
Oh,
He was an ugly child.
Wait, I actually haven't seen this.
You'll see it when you watch the episode.
Okay.
I'm putting it
I'll
here
watch it
right
back.
now. I'm zooming in on it right now.
Got you. Hi, me.
He had such a bad time in high school, what with the way that people were classist to him and racist to his friends, and the girls didn't like him, that he dropped out and decided to go to the Air Force when he was like 18 or 19. He was in the Air Force for like a couple months. He did not like it. He like called a favor to get like discharged. And then he went to college in San Antonio, where he met two good friends, John London, who was in several bands with him throughout his life. He was they toured around, kind of doing like a tour of pizza parlors and elementary schools, these venues, as you do. And he also met a lovely girl named Phyllis Barber, who was 17 because she was very smart and had skipped 2 grades or something.
Okay.
So he was 20 and she was 17. And I imagine when he found that out, he felt kind of the way that I felt when I was 18 and I found out that the kid I had a crush on from another town was 16. And I didn't know that because all his friends were seniors. So I got real mad. So do not cancel Mike for child predation because Phyllis was in college as a 17-year-old.
Right.
But do cancel Mike for not knowing what birth control is because he did get his girlfriend accident pregnant and they did have to flee Texas and go live in LA to avoid the shame.
Okay.
So
yeah, LA is where you go to avoid shame, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, it's better than Texas.
Yeah.
Definitely leave Texas.
The shame is crazy in Texas. Mike was not a good husband to Phyllis ever. He notes in his book, he was like, I was bad to Phyllis. I told her on the way out to LA that I didn't want this and I was going to be a bad husband. And I felt like we made a mistake and I was trapped. And she said to me, okay, give me the kid. I'll raise it by myself and I'll leave now. And I said, no, please don't leave me.
Okay.
Which, Mike.
Not nice.
Not nice. In LA, he was the hootmaster of a hootenanny. I don't know what that is, but it's fun. He released a song under Michael Blessing, his little stage name, and he was releasing a couple of different songs that he wrote, including Different Drum by Stone Ponies, which I didn't know was a Mike song until I got into like the show, and I was like, whoa, because I know that song.
Right.
Why am I so obsessed with Mike that I have now been talking about him for surely the longest intro that we've ever had on this show? Well, first of all, I want him. He's a cute man. You know my type. I was at the Timothy Chalamet lookalike contest.
I saw that on your website.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But also, I find the concept of being the serious monkey so funny. Because like Mike was like he was mad at the way that he was perceived by like general society for understandable reasons, but like he was so like childish and hard to work with, but also genuinely like the best musician of any of them, arguably, like certainly in terms of songwriting. Like, he is such a mess of contradictions. I relate to his really intense like self-criticism that he had throughout his entire life, and also the idea of being a person who intentionally plays up like negative aspects of your personality to like get a rise out of people to entertain yourself, but like in ways that you kind of know will drive people away, and then being like, oh, why did I do that? Like, and I'm like, oh, I'm just like that. Like, I don't know. But also I have a vague memory from like 4 years ago when I was first writing my play and doing research, where I saw some Tumblr post or something that was like, fun facts about the monkeys. One of them never took off his hat. And I was like, that's my monkey. I want that one.
That's the one that got you. And here you are in that hat.
Yeah. Mike's character design is so beautiful. I can't believe he was real. I can't believe, like, his hair looks like a Lego. Let's get into the episode. This episode was directed by Bruce Kessler and written by Travis Silverman. It was aired November 28th, 1966.
Did you give the name of the episode?
I always give the name of the episode right after I introduce us, Mom. The first shot of the episode is a really clear shot of the "money is the root of all evil" banner.
Yeah.
They want you to see it. It's so funny that they have that in the show.
Right. And
well, it's relevant to this episode.
Right.
Oh, I guess it is. That's true. Well, I don't know.
No,
sometimes they'll start with a shot of Mr. Schneider.
Yeah. No, I know, but it happens to be relevant to the plot of the show.
Yeah. Anyway, Peter and Mike are playing checkers next to my goat Schneid dog.
Yeah.
And Micky and Davy are just watching. Like, they would be on their phones if they had phones.
They were sitting in like the same chair together, and they were going flashing back and forth between them playing checkers and them sitting in the chair on top of each other. And I was like, it looks like they weren't even in the same room. Like, they could have been filming.
They certainly could have not been in the same room.
They could have filmed it 2 different days, like, because they just didn't interact. They were just talking to each other, like, from across the room.
Their mailman, Bobby, comes through the door.
Okay.
Our first named black character.
Yes. And but why does he come to the door? Why does he not just drop the mail in the boot, which we established they have a boot for?
Right.
Yeah, they have a
Yeah.
mail boot.
Well, Mike answers the door and
he wants to
just
talk
shuts
to
it
the
on-
monkeys.
Well, he does want to touch the monkeys, and then he just shuts the door in his face.
Yeah.
He's like,
he's
"Oh,
like,
hey."
thanks, Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we think about you.
Yeah. So in the mail, Peter has received a, quote, free booklet from Hercules Bodybuilding School. I know that means gay porn. You can't fool me, Torque.
But he can't open the.
He can't open it. So he tries to like rip it in half.
Yeah.
Which is like an old bodybuilder thing to rip a phone book in half.
He can't do that. He can't even get the paper like
Yeah.
thing off, so he sets it on fire.
Yeah.
'Cause, why not?
Yeah. That'll work. Mike gets a letter in the mail from a music publishing company. It's not actually to him. It's to Occupant. It's just an ad. But it's like, we will publish your song. And Mickey's like, wait, Mike, you wrote a song? Wow, good for you. And then they like make fun of his ambitions to be a hit songwriter. Okay, so in real life, the Monkees were not writing their own songs because Boyce and Hart were doing it for them. So when Mike did write songs and like push them to get used, it's an understandable why you would be like, oh, good for you, man. Oh, he's going to be successful at this. But in universe, the Monkees on TV have no Boyce and Hart. Who has been writing all their songs up to this point?
Right.
They're not saying.
I think they also come from the shadow realm, like the costumes.
Yes, possibly.
They deliver these songs into the hearts of these boys, and they don't have to write them.
But then Bobby does return.
Yes.
The mailman does return.
Yeah, and he says there's 6 cents due on that letter. The concept of paying for your own spam mail.
I knew this was. I knew this. Yeah.
Why would you
cash on delivery? Like they used to collect if there wasn't enough postage, they would collect it from the person who was getting the mail.
That would be a good scam.
Like a collect call.
Yeah, like a collect call. It's a collect.
That would be a good scam, though. Like you could dress up like a mailman and just
yeah. Good way to get money. So, cut to Mike in the music publisher's office waiting room.
High class music.
He's next to some old guy. And the old guy's like, my song is called My Funny Valentine. And Mike's like, that song already exists.
Yeah, this is our next sad old man.
Yeah. And here's another old man. Okay, so then I have quite a bit on the actor who plays Mr. Class.
Oh, okay. Hi, as I call him in the script.
Yes, his name is actually, they give his first name, his character first name, and then his brother's.
Yeah, they do a joke where they're like, where Mike's like, oh, you're Mr. High Class. He's like, no, I'm Joe Class. Yes. My brother Irving Class. And he's like, you wouldn't buy a song from Irving Class.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Like, all right. So anyway, the actor, very familiar looking, so I looked him up. His name is Phil Leeds, extremely famous character actor who was in a ton of TV and movies. But I was like, he definitely was in something that I've seen multiple times that he's so recognizable to me. And I came up with he's in Friends, but when he's in Friends, he's old, like he's really old. He's an older looking guy, or he's like a very like charactery looking guy. And when he was in Friends, he was old, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I see that, Tim. But I go, I don't think that's what it is. And then I was like, Beaches, bim, bim, bim. He's Mr. Pinkers. Mr. Pinkers.
You love Beaches.
I love that movie. And Mr. Pinkers, the Kitty Show. She's in it in the beginning, and he plays Mr. Pinkers. So I was like, that's why I know him so well. Yeah. So that's it.
So on the door of the high class music publishers, there's a sign that says they do greeting cards, storm windows, reconditioned vacuum cleaners, magazine subscriptions, and door lettering service. What is a reconditioned vacuum cleaner?
That's just the vacuum cleaner. It's a reconditioned.
What is reconditioned?
Fixed it.
Oh, so they fix vacuum cleaners.
Well, they sell ones that have been fixed.
Yeah. Okay. This is the introduction to the running joke of the villains in the show mispronouncing Mike's last name. He's like, yeah, Mr. Nipsmouth. Like it's not like a difficult name.
He just gets it wrong every time.
They just have no regard for him.
Well, I do remember when I first got into the show, I never could remember Nesmith.
Oh.
So I kind of relate to this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mike has written a song called "I'm Gonna Buy Me a Dog." No, the fuck he did not. Okay, girl, you could have used Papa Jean's Blues, Sweet Young Thing, Kind of Girl I Could Love. You may just be the one.
Right.
Bitch, put different drum in there. Nah, the Boyce and Hart song that was so generic and bad that it is only saved by bored out of their mind comedy stylings of Micky and Davy.
Literally.
We'll get
to sing the song.
No, yeah, we'll get to that when they actually play the song. Not only is it not a Mike song, it is not even a Mike Vibes song.
Right.
Nor does it fit the episode, because the plot of the episode is that they're trying to give it to a young glamorous starlet.
Yeah, to
Joni Jams.
Joni Jams,
Yeah.
who's
I can't
going
imagine her singing.
put it in a movie,
Yeah.
but they needed a song about an animal.
Maybe they're just filming Dr. Dolittle 1967. High Class says he will give the song to Joni Jams, and then Mike says, Joni Jams, she's the hottest thing in show business! With that line reading. And then High Class is like, okay, Nestleroot, give me $100 for legal fees.
And I said, this is probably the 7th time $100 has come up. It's the generic answer to
the monkeys
everything.
need
It's
$100.
always $100.
Yeah.
Whatever you need, it's $100.
Which would be 1,000.
Yeah.
But you always need $100.
Yeah.
Always.
I guess that's easy for kids to
Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
what I think. The kids understand
one
that
big
it's-
$100 bill. Yeah. But Mike's like, I'm poor. I'm a monkey. And then this is the episode where we confirm that TV Mike is 21 years old.
And I'm
Yes.
like, no, he is not.
He's not. He is not.
Do you know how old he would have been?
He was 23 when this episode was shot.
Oh, okay. So not too far off.
So that begs the question, why even change it?
Why even change it? I guess to be more relatable.
Yeah, they pretend that they're younger than they are. They want the plausible deniability of them being teenagers or kids.
Or hooking up with teenagers as they do.
Right. As they tend to do.
Right.
So then Mike agrees to get the money for Mr. High, and he's like, I can see your name in lights. Mike Nashbert. And then Mike screeps. He screeps. So then Mike frantically goes to the payphone to call Mickey and his mommy and a random man he met on a bus 5 years ago to tell them that he's going to be famous.
Well,
Okay.
I like his priorities. First his friends.
First his husband.
Yeah.
Then the inventor of Whiteout.
Right.
And then a random man that he met 5 years ago.
Okay. And I have quite a bit to say about this phone calls he's made.
Go
Go
ahead.
for it.
Okay. So I said, let me watch the number he dials. And the first number he dials is 8 numbers long. And it's 523-21111. Now, no phone number he would be calling would be 8 numbers long. Okay. A phone number with area code is 7 numbers long. Back in the 60s, if you were calling within the same area, you did not have to put the area code in. So I never grew up using area codes because I was only ever calling people in my area, and it was only a 7-digit phone number.
Mhm.
It's the only thing. Okay. And then once cell phones came around and people were carrying their numbers wherever you go, and you just started having to use area codes. But even when I moved to New Jersey, because there were so many area codes in New Jersey next to each other, you had to start using area codes and stuff. Okay, so the 8 numbers, I don't know who he was calling with these 8 numbers. Then he calls his mom with 7 numbers, which is using the area code again. So now he's
his mom is presumably in Texas, so he would need an area code.
He would need the area code. And then he calls, but the numbers he dials are very similar to the last one. And then he calls Mr. Conway with some guy he met on a bus 3 years ago or something, and he only dials 6 numbers. So it's very confusing to me as to where these people were, how they got the phone to work, how he got the phone to work with only 6 numbers. It was just wrong.
Yeah, the director did not tell Mike actually put some phone numbers in. He just said
he was just going.
he was just button mashing the phone.
But yeah, and there was what I was going to explain about this too was that not only are area codes a thing, but areas, the first 3 digits of a phone number would tell you where that phone number was. So I grew up in Yonkers, and the area code for all of Westchester was 914. That's the area code. Then the Yonkers phone numbers were 961, 963, 967, and 969. 96 is YO. So the phone numbers were Yonkers 3, Yonkers 9. I grew up with a phone number. My mother taught me that I learned my phone number as GR60263 because I lived in an area of Yonkers that was the newer area of Yonkers, and all the Yonkers phone numbers were gone. So it was Greystone.
Oh.
So I learned my phone number as Greystone, but I also learned all other phone numbers as Yonkers 9. Like that was how you identified the phone number.
Interesting.
Okay, we're learning,
Yeah.
guys.
Good to know. Good to know that everything used to be a giant headache to do.
Right.
No, it was easier. There was fewer.
That's true, and you remembered it.
Oh, I guess. But you had to store all the numbers in your brain.
No, you wrote them in a book.
Oh. And I was like, and you carried that book everywhere? No, you left it by the phone because your phone didn't come with you everywhere. Oh!
Whoa.
All right.
Now we know, just in case we ever travel back in time.
When we travel back in time, when you, me, and Molly travel back in time to get our favorite monkeys.
What about your mom?
Well, no, this is.
I'll be there.
Oh, you can come, mom. You can come too. But I'm just. I feel like just the activities that we will get up to with the monkeys.
Well, why don't you meet me
Whoa.
when I was?
Okay. Maybe you can hang out.
I'm go visit my dad. Maybe.
Okay, I'm not going to elaborate on the show I co-host with my mother, how I would spend my time with Mike Nesmith in my time machine. But anyway,
yes.
Let's get into the "Gonna Buy Me a Dog" music video. So this is a Boyce and Hart song, which is sung by Mickey. He kind of speaks it, and also Davy is there to help with background ad libs. This song very much reminds me of. How into the Beatles are you? Not at all.
Not really. Yeah.
Okay. The rare person who didn't come to the Monkees through the Beatles in this modern day.
TikTok, they got me.
They got you straight to the source.
Right.
But this gives very the giggle take of "And Your Bird Can Sing" that's on Revolver Super Deluxe, where John and Paul are like laughing through the whole thing, and they but that is not the officially published version of "And Your Bird Can Sing." This is the real version of "Gonna Buy Me a Dog."
It was unsalvageable.
Yeah,
I said it was a decent transition into the music video, like for once, because they're talking about how Mike's going to be rich, and Peter strums his guitar, and then they go into the music video.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a smash into like.
It's not just we're suddenly there.
Yeah.
It's an actual transition.
That was the most confusing thing when I first started watching the show. I was just like so lost when they went into the like little numbers. I was like, is this a part of it? Like,
the diegesis.
Right.
I feel like Micky and Davy's performance on this song is almost like a weaponized incompetence type of thing, where like they're like, oh, this song is so stupid. Maybe if we do it really bad, they won't make us do it anymore.
Right. Well, they sound tired when they sing it. Because at the end, they're like, yeah, all right, can somebody get the door?
Yeah, like, get us out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the plot of this music video is that the monkeys are unable to control their animorph powers while drinking milkshakes at an outdoor table, and they keep turning back into dogs.
And they're playing at the Friends Fountain.
Oh, yeah, they're playing back at the Friends Fountain.
That's what that is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow.
And I said, Peter looks so genuinely happy to be playing with those puppies.
Aww,
he looks so happy.
I know, it's so cute. Right. So when they anamorph into dogs, the dog breeds that they have cast to play them is Peter is a Dalmatian. Mike is some kind of like shaggy gray and brown dog, which wears the hat. Mickey is a like light brown scruffy dog, and Davy is some sort of smaller terrier. Now, this is not 100% the best monkey dog casting, but like I kind of see it.
It works.
Well, I'm sure they didn't like go too hard into finding the right dogs.
They should have, because that's the type of thing that like I would do if I was working on the monkeys. Right. Is like, I need to match you to your dogs. But then, much like Mickey mitosising, it shows them unicycling with their dog selves.
Right.
So
then they're riding in the convertible.
I don't know.
They're riding the convertible, and the dog is driving.
The dog is driving. So yeah, they're in the back of the monkey mobile, all of the dogs, all like 20 dogs are in the front couple seats, and the car is moving down the road.
Yeah.
So the dogs are driving it. How did they shoot that?
No, they must have been pulling it. They must have been
No, okay.
out of.
Oh no! Somebody one time on Twitter told me it was radio controlled. The car is
really?
radio controlled. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
possibly.
That's cool.
I could see that.
Yeah. I wouldn't get in a dog. I wouldn't get
I
in a
would-
car
well,
that 20
was-
dogs
I
were
was saying-
driving.
I'm like the 4 stars of their show, and they have a dog driving
Yeah.
down the street.
Yeah,
Right.
you're gonna break Davy, guys, and then where will all your money be? So during this song, there's like a line where Mickey's like, "I could teach a dog to do that," and then Davy goes, "You couldn't teach a dog to do that. You can only train elephants," because he was circus boy.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
circus boy.
Yeah, circus boy. And the funniest line in the show, in this song, like towards the end of it, Mickey and Davy just like completely lose their minds and start just like improving
Saying
random
things.
and Mickey goes, "If I was looking for a word to describe what I'm gonna buy, dog would be the word. It would come springing from my lips. Boing, 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 boing."
I have to tell you that I was so intent on watching what was going on that I wasn't even listening to the song. None of this is even.
None of that registered.
None of this registered with me. I'm gonna have to
No,
go
we
back
have to
and
listen to it.
Listen to that song because it's like
It's honestly one of my favorites. just
Yeah,
'cause of how chaotic.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
listen to
And
it.
the song ends with a shot of like the dog catcher's truck, and the monkeys are all in the back of it banging on
Yeah.
it, and you hear in the voiceover of the song Davy going, Is that it, Tony? Can you turn it off, please? Can somebody open the door and let us out? They're
Right.
coming to take us away." So I like how that matched up with the edit because it was
Yeah.
clearly Davy and Vicky trying to get out of the recording session, but then they were like, "They're coming to take us away," and they're in the.
Literally.
But apparently, in the fade out to the song, Davy begins to sing the chorus to "They're Coming to Take Me Away,
Right.
Ha Ha" by Napoleon
Yeah.
XIV, which I can't read Roman numerals,
14.
which 14, thank you, which was a number 3 charting novelty song in
They're coming to
1966.
take you away. Ha ha ho ho hee hee. To the funny farm.
you-
Oh,
Life is, yeah.
The funny farm.
My sisters could and probably Stephen, my brother Stephen, could recite that.
Okay.
I've gotten
Interesting.
part of it out,
Yeah.
but we used to say
Right.
that all the time.
Well,
Wow.
maybe the existence of novelty songs. Perhaps that it would explain "Gonna Buy Me a Dog" in general.
Right. Boop, boop, she bop, bop, bram,
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and when you go back and listen to it, you're gonna notice Davy does not need to be there. He doesn't sing any part of the song. He just like harasses Mickey.
It makes it better though.
Yeah. Okay, the music video is over. Mike has brought High Class $99.95, which he had to pawn his guitar to get. I can't believe he only got $100 for his one of 3 in the world George Harrison Gretsch.
But
12
how is
string.
he supposed to play his song without his guitar?
Well, he's just selling them the song
he's
for
selling
Joni
them the
Jams to
song.
sing.
I forgot.
Yeah,
Mm.
and High Class is like, "You can owe me the rest over 5 cents." And Mike's like, "How do I know that Joni Jams will really do my song in her movie?" So she's like an Anne Margaret type figure. She's like a young starlet.
Yeah, I don't know Joni Jans.
No,
like-
because she's a made up
okay.
person.
I was gonna say. Who is that?
Under what circumstances is this the song for a hot young actress? This novelty song about buying a
It
dog?
could be a musical number. Like,
Well,
what else?
he's obviously lying.
Yeah, but like Mike should think this through, but he doesn't
No,
because
Mike
he is
doesn't.
stupid.
he's hopeful.
Yeah. Anyway, High Class is like, "Okay, of course I'll prove it to you. I'll call Joni right now." And he calls a random man in a wife beater and presumably the wife that he be beating,
Yeah.
and like just has a fake conversation. And then the lady's like, "I told you never to call
me."
here,"
Yeah.
because
Right.
she's having an affair behind her wife beating husband's
So
back.
like, she just wants her lover to call her Joni. Like,
No,
how does she
I
know?
don't know.
Yeah, because apparently her name wasn't Joni.
Yeah.
Like he kept saying Joni, and the guy
He was
in the
like,
white
"There's no
beater kept,
Joni here."
No Joni here, and so
Right.
the woman's like, "Let me talk to her." He goes, "Yeah, don't told you not call me here." Well, are you Joni? No, then like it
Right.
didn't make any sense.
It's like, what? That was her.
It really didn't make any
undercover
sense.
name. Yeah.
Women be cheating. So then Mike runs to the phone to call Mickey again. And Mickey's like, my idiot boyfriend got scammed. And then the monkeys say, this looks like a job for monkey men.
Can we do it?
Yes. Are we doing it? Are we doing it? Are we doing it?
Yes, well.
Okay. So this is like a parody of the Batman TV show, right? That's what that is?
Just a superhero.
That was I guess it's a superhero, which would be the Batman, at that time, where they would go and they like change into the costumes.
Well, my
Or
question
the Superman, actually, because they fly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Was there a Superman TV show?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who was in it? Who was the Superman?
I can't remember.
Oh.
He didn't make it in history.
What were you saying?
Oh, well, okay, there's only 3 of them to do this.
Yeah.
What do they do when Mike's there? Like
That I don't
he's
know.
not a monkey.
There is never an
Do
instant.
they do it again?
It's a recurring bit. It happens in a couple more episodes, but it's never all 4 of them at the same time.
So all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they.
So then they fly off the balcony, except for Peter, who doesn't get to.
They do up and away, and Peter can't fly.
And Peter can't fly. But he does reveal that their balcony is fake by just stepping off of it.
Up and away. That's Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say I don't know who Superman was on TV.
Well, also there's another Superman reference with the phone booth in like another episode.
Yeah. They change in the phone booth.
they
Well, later in
literally
this
just have
one.
Superman
they're
there.
changing in the phone booth.
Yeah.
Okay, so they went through all that trouble to become monkey men, and literally one shot later, when they're outside the publishing office, Micky and Davy are like, Peter, you idiot, why are you still a monkey man? We're doing maintenance worker jumpsuits now. Duh. And then they make him go change.
Oh no! And he comes out and he's got glasses on.
Yes.
And so that's Superman.
Yes,
Oh.
that makes sense.
Wait, okay, now this makes more sense. Because in later episodes, when they become monkey men again, for some reason they all have the glasses.
Okay, he's
Yeah.
Clark.
Oh, it's
Kent.
Clark Kent. I
Clark
see.
Kent.
I see.
I really like the glasses.
Okay, now I understand this, because I was like, why can't a piano tuner maintenance man have glasses?
Because he was still wearing his Clark Kent
Yeah.
glasses.
Davy picks Peter up by the scruff of his neck. And I've written a joke that I'm not sure if I'm allowed to stay on the pod, so I'm going to say it and then edit it out if we decide it's too much.
All right.
Dom Top Davy has entered the Jork building.
Okay.
And we'll
that's a lot
consider
of,
that one. We'll
a lot of
consider it.
lingo in that
Yeah.
one.
So Mike goes to the set where Joni Jans is working. I don't know how he found out that information. He asks a random man where she is and is immediately directed to her. Great security, guys. So the monkeys overhear high class planning evilly aloud in front of them because nobody suspects the androgynous teenage piano tuners. So we'll just say anything in front of them. So Mike comes up to Joni Jans and he's like sitting on a chair with his legs folded up like Ariana Grande on the stool.
Yes.
So dainty he's sitting, and he's staring at Joni Jans. Now it's pretty rare in the show that they give Mike any sort of love interest because sometimes they wanted to pretend to be respectful to his marriage. The way he's looking at Joni in this episode would have pissed me off if I was Phyllis. And she's like, oh, one of the little people. And he's like, oh, I'm so happy you're doing my song. She's like, what? He's like, yeah, your newest movie. It's kind of like a bouncy tune. She's like, in The Wolf Girl Meets the Vampire in the Old West. I need to watch this movie.
Yes.
That sounds like a great movie.
Okay, this is where I said so she's backstage, and she's like at her makeup mirror or whatever. And if you look up, there's wallpaper. That's like one of the rooms that they're.
That's like in the restaurant or something.
It's like a dining room set, right? And there's chairs. The chairs are just piled up there. There's this green pattern wallpaper. I'm like, they literally just moved some stuff over here and set the stuff up here. And they're like, okay, here.
That's your own set. I don't know. And Mike says to her, does the name Mike Nesmith mean anything to you? And she says, no, it's only a rumor. We're just good friends, which is what Paul McCartney says in Hard Day's Night. So they want their Beatle nachos once again. Mike is so emo about the fact that he got scammed and didn't notice till now that he won't even come out of his room to go bowling with Davy, swimming with Mickey, or to the movies with Peter.
Right.
Well, he considers going to the movies. He's like, what's playing? And then Peter says, with a song in my heart. And then Mike throws a projectile at him. What is with a song in my heart, and why is that joke?
I guess the joke, I don't know what it is, but I guessed it was because he got scammed over a song.
Yeah. He's just
Oh,
That's why
he's sensitive to
He's
songs
sensitive
right
to
now.
the song. That was what I
understand. I
guessed.
get it now.
Right.
Okay. I thought he just recommended like a bad movie that Mike didn't like, and Mike
Yeah.
was being mad about that.
Did you see his headboard of his bed? It was like those
Yeah.
balls.
No, that's their curtain. That's their beaded curtain. That's
it's
what
a
that is.
beaded curtain.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, it looks like an abacus.
So Mike is laying on his bed with his shoes on.
And his hat on his stomach.
Yeah.
He wasn't wearing his hat.
He's playing with his
He was
hat.
holding his hat.
And he goes, I'll just sit around the house and fail. He's so emo.
So Mickey comes in and says he'll do his James Cagney.
Yeah, he does his inimitable James Cagney.
And then he does his Fred Astaire
doing the inimitable James
Cagney.
I think about like Mickey's James Cagney impression like regularly.
Yeah.
Every day of my life. I like want to do it, but I
dirty
stop
rat.
myself.
You dirty rat. And Mickey's like, come on, dude, that guy tricked you. And Mike's like, maybe I tricked myself. Maybe that song wasn't that groovy. Correct.
Yeah. He finally came to his senses.
Yeah. So then Peter comes in to cheer up Mike. She says, Mike, my mother says you have the best posture of anyone she knows. So now I would like us to look at this screen grab from the Frodis Caper.
Yes.
So we're just going to consider that a little bit
I
together.
was thinking that too. I was like, I feel like tall people generally have bad
poor posture.
Yeah. And Mike in specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is almost like frightening.
I know. I know.
But also that's a wonderful compliment.
Yeah.
Anything about like your mom saying something about you, like, love it.
And in the scene, Mike is like, yeah, Pete. And then he calls him his good buddy. Tender Torque-Smith moments, loving connection, not enemies, not hateful enemies, but true friends and bandmates, indeed.
Right.
Because this is the TV universe.
Not reality.
Not reality. And Mickey's like, we'll get revenge for you, Mike. We'll make that scammer publish your song and give it to Jody Jams. He can't do that. He's a random scammer. But actually he can, I guess.
Apparently.
I don't know. So Mickey pretends to be MD, the head of Mammoth Studios. And at first I was like, I don't get, is that short for like Mr. Director? It's just like Mickey Dolenz. It's just his initials.
Okay, but they parked in Dean Martin's spot when they got there.
Okay.
So I thought it was DM reversed.
And he's pretending to, but he's not pretending to be Dean Martin.
He's not pretending to be Dean Martin, but they literally park in Dean Martin's spot.
Okay.
Right.
So, well, anyway, he's using his Shadow Realm costumes and clout to be the head of the studio MD. And Davy has the little baby cut off broom again to clean MD's beautiful suit. And so they get on set, and the director that's there is wearing like Third Reich parachute pants for some reason. I guess he's like a French director.
Well, those are the director. Yeah, that's like
yeah.
Director.
So and in this scene, while the monkeys are scamming this guy, Peter has a little notepad that he's pretending to take notes on, but he stares directly into the camera and shows us his little drawing.
What is that? I drew it because I Google searched it. I'm like, what is this?
I think he just doodled a shape and added some dimension to it.
What is it?
I don't think it's a symbol.
I
I think
intentional though. Like
it does.
Well, it's also because in this screenshot he's like holding it up and staring into the camera, like he's trying to send
us.
a political message.
Maybe there's some context.
Peter, what does it mean?
What does it mean, Peter?
What does it mean? It's like the missing piece from the Shel Silverstein
It does look
book.
like the missing piece. It does look like half of something.
Yeah.
We could reverse image search it.
But she did, and she didn't find it.
I could not find it.
Damn.
Interesting.
Peter, I like your magic drawings.
Maybe the other half is in another episode.
And you have to find it. It's a treasure hunt.
Do you think the extras, lighting, set decorators, sound, or wardrobe, all those people there were actually from the show and they just used them? Because there's a lot of people on the set just sitting around in the background.
Almost certainly. Yeah. I don't know if it was this episode. So a lot of the time the monkeys' friends are extras in the show. Like Mickey's best friend Rick Klein was there all the time, and Mike's best friend John London was there all the time. And there's a couple of like recurring girl extras, and they use whoever's on set as extras regularly.
Yeah, but especially because they were supposed to be
the cameramen and
the camera.
stuff even.
I'm like, those are probably just the cameraman from the show. Right. And then there's a woman sitting there with a dress in her lap or something. I'm like, that's probably the costumer.
Just the actual costumer. Yeah,
you could probably prove that in there's like the Christmas episode where they bring all the
right,
crew on
yeah, and they show everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember one time. There's this photo set of Davy with a mysterious hot man, and none of us have been able to identify who this guy is. But we're like, maybe he worked on the show, so we went like frame by frame through the Christmas show end credits,
Right.
and they like skip over him. They skip over saying who it is, and
Interesting.
come on, they don't want us to know. So the monkeys are like notorious scammers. Shouldn't scam recognize scam? Shouldn't
they don't recognize anything.
I know. And once again, no one in the Monkeyverse has ever met the head of any organization that they work for, right. So the monkeys are able to pretend to be them. I'm sorry for bringing this up again. Mickey's Freudian ass cigar is always sticking up out of his mouth at a 45-degree angle. A guy in the background is spray painting a hedge red.
Well, he told him he wants it red.
Yeah.
When it comes to, he's like, because he's MD.
He's like, and he's just saying random stuff.
He goes, yeah, I want that red, and then when he comes back, he's painting it red.
Yeah. So then MD says, "Hi class, I need a song for my new picture, starring Joni Jans, Gregory Peck, Elizabeth Taylor, George Day, and Sonny Tufts. And the subtitle of the song has to have a dog in it. So that's quite a cast. But also, isn't High Price a scammer? Why does he also have the power to give songs to Joni Jans?"
Well, no, he's trying to give the song. He's Mickey's pretending to be MD.
Okay.
So he's saying
MD wants the song now.
He wants the song. So MD is trying to get the song out of Bernie. Bernie can give MD the song because
call him High. I don't know who Bernie is.
High, okay.
Yeah, I feel like High Class should not be around a movie set at all because he's not a real industry guy. He's a scammer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyone can walk onto this set.
Well,
apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, any rando with a hat can walk onto this set. So Mickey pokes himself in the eye, putting his sunglasses back on.
I'm literally reading that as you said. Mickey pokes himself in the eye with his sunglasses.
Yeah, and they like added like a boink sound effect to like emphasize it.
And then there's another sound effect. Something else happens, and there's another sound effect.
When they mess up on camera, they add sound effects to emphasize it.
Oh, it was the guy High walks into the wall.
Oh,
into the door frame, boink.
So then he's like, "Well, I have a song with a dog in it by some kid named Nishwash," and Peter corrects him. Because Torquesmith is real. So I thought that the monkeys were trying to get like Mike's song genuinely published, and that was their scam. They're just trying to get money.
They want
out of
the money
High Class.
Back. Right.
But the plan still relies on a lot of assumptions,
well,
as always. So they make High Class sign a contract to give Mike $200 for the song. You could have asked for more, guys.
$2,000.
Yeah, and then I was like, also, isn't convincing someone to sign a contract under false pretenses mad illegal? And that's what, like...
Yeah, but he's a scammer. So
two scams don't make a right, mommy.
But what's he going to do?
I guess. The monkeys are breaking the law, is what I'm saying.
They do that.
Yeah. So we go into our second music video, which is Mary Mary, which is a Mike song sung by Mickey. A much better song that Mike actually wrote. Why didn't they just use it in the plot? And then it would make more sense. Oh, the girl that Joni Jans is playing is named Mary. We need a song about Mary. Instead of, we need a song about a dog. I don't know. This song would later be covered by the rap group Run DMC in 1988 for their Tougher Than Leather album. Their version samples Mickey Dolenz singing the song title. And while Run DMC changed the lyrics to the song, Michael Nesmith is the only one credited with writing the song.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can we hear that later?
You can listen to it as much as you want. I don't think we're allowed to play songs on the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. To celebrate Scamming the Scammer Back, the monkeys romp around the movie studio. And I would now like to officially define the definition of monkey romp. A romp sequence consists of silent improv action later set to music in post-production or used in brief nonlinear vignette. And that is what the official term for the monkeys running around sped up is a romp sequence.
Okay. I have Peter climbs up onto
and they're like the rafters or the flies.
He's in the catwalk. He's on the catwalk. And I'm like, this is unsafe. He is running.
Yeah.
They are running around up on the catwalk.
On the genuine studio catwalk, by the way.
Yeah, like he's really up there.
Really flinging his body around.
With no
fall protection.
Nothing.
No stunt guys.
No stunt guy. He's not connected to anything. He is running around on the catwalk. And I'm like, is this a good idea?
No, it's not.
And they're chasing him.
Yeah.
And he's hiding from them, and they're putting spot. And it was like, this looks extremely unsafe.
Yeah.
He made it out, though.
The continuity in this music video is incredible. They keep changing shirts.
Mhm.
like it cuts between shots of the same person with a different shirt on, and you're like,
Right.
yeah, they're like running around in the flies and studio rafters. I wrote, the ass lifting pants are back. Their tight pants are back. And the music video ends with them shooting one of their own in cold blood for no reason.
Well, they shoot Peter.
Well, yeah. So Peter, they're looking around for Peter in the rafters with the spotlight,
And he hid. Well, was it Mickey? Somebody chased him up there. He hid, and then he couldn't find him. He came down, and then he was like, "Oh, here I am! Ha ha ha! I fooled you."
Yeah, and then they pull a prop gun out of the like prop locker. They fire it. He like gets bloodlessly hit and like falls over. And I'm assuming it's like, oh, the monkeys think that we're all just doing a bit together,
Right.
and that's why they laugh with joy when he dies.
Yeah.
But then they throw a dummy over the rafters, and the monkeys all rush over to it with concern. They weren't concerned when he got shot, but they were concerned
Right.
when a dummy that was not him very clearly fell off of the. Okay.
And then, so they're huddled around the dummy, and then he walks in
With another dummy.
and drops it on the top of the other dummy, so that we all know it wasn't him; it was a dummy.
But it was him because he is a
The
dummy.
Yeah, I mean, they for sure were just like coming things up on the spot.
No, like,
But that's the charm of it.
yeah. The fact that Peter was running around in those rafters, and he probably was also not sober while he was
Yeah.
doing it.
I know. I mean, like, literally, what would happen if he had fallen? It was just crazy.
I know. So after the music video, Mike gives the random old guy from the beginning 100 of his dollars because he doesn't want other people to be scammed, and that's very kind of him.
Right.
But you should have asked for more money if you were going to do that.
Yeah. And then the old guy says he's got his song coming out.
Yeah,
and it's
his new
called,
song is "I Wanna Buy Me a Dog,"
Dog.
not "Gonna," because he got the song name wrong because the actor was old.
was old. But anyway, so that point being, he's stolen another song.
Yeah. So they notice that Peter is missing, and Mike really unenthusiastically goes, "Pete, Pete, Pete." His ass does not care about Peter, and he is missing because he is flying in the sky.
Yay, Peter flies.
And the other monkeys look up at him through the ceiling. I don't know what you think you're seeing. I don't know what you think you're seeing. In conclusion, this episode seems to me to have been conceived by Raybert in an attempt to psychologically torture and put down Mike for wanting more control over the music. Like, they're making fun of, like, the whole premise of the episode is, let's make fun of Mike for thinking that he should get credit for writing songs.
Yeah.
It seems like bullying to make him go through this episode. like okay, so you know how during the horse episode we said that like they probably wrote the episode around the fact that they wanted Davy to be a jockey?
Yeah.
They probably did a similar thing with this one. They're like, what are the individual things that each of the monkeys like to do and want to do? And then they just shit all over him. And it makes me sad because Mike wanted to be respected. That's all he wanted.
Mhm.
And they put him in this clown show every week instead.
And here we are talking about him.
Yeah.
50 years later.
Right.
60 years later.
60 years
wow.
later. Yeah. All right. I think that is going to do it
That's
for us
all I
this
got.
week. And monkey out.
Monkey out.
Monkey out.
We hope you enjoyed that episode of The Monkeys Pod. You can follow us on Instagram and the website formerly known as Twitter @MonkeysPod. This one's for all my jaundice babies. This one's for all my yellow babies. Guys, let's all pray about it together. Bye!